Welcome to the Wine Cage. I'm Dylan.
I'm Amanda.
And on this blisteringly hot summer evening, we're drinking the Tempus Two Shiraz 2022. Now, we're not going to lie. This has been a weird weekend for wine.
Yeah.
It's been a strange one. I'm just going to erase it out of my memory. But see, what we normally do is we buy several wines and we've sort of got to pick out of the ones that we have which ones we're going to review. And this week, what happened? We had one pretty good one, but it was pretty pricey for what it was. And then we had to pick out of a couple of others, and I may have chosen wrong. So normally we like to be pretty positive with our reviews on here. We like most of these videos to be recommendations, and we hope they are, but you can't win them all. But before we get to that, why don't you tell us a bit of what you think about the label on the old Tempus Two Shiraz?
Well, I really like this label, and I think that is probably what drew us to it in the first place. I don't know how you feel about it, but
it's a nice, classy looking label.
It's classy, yeah. It's got the it's got the vibe of, I don't know, something like a classy fashion label or something like that. But it's also a little bit classic looking as well. It's very simple. It's just a nice black paper stock with gold foil print. Everything on the label, at least the front, is just that same kind of goldy, coppery foil. It's got this lovely sort of carving of a tree. It's very tasteful. I like the long shape of it. I like everything about this label. It's not mind-blowing, but it's just really, it's like pretty. It's nice to look at.
Yeah, it looks like if that was the cover of a book, you would want to pick it up and sort of read the back and see what it's about, right?
Yeah.
So that may explain why we picked it up, but let's get into what really matters and see how it smells and tastes.
As they say, don't judge a book by its cover.
So, what do you think on the nose on this one? What do you think of the nose on this one?
I don't find the nose sort of particularly offensive or inoffensive. It's kind of, doesn't smell very Shiraz-y, but it doesn't kind of smell like anything here or there, really, to me.
Yeah, it's a bit, for me, the nose is a bit fruity, bit sharp. There's not much else to say about it. That's all I get. It smells vaguely like red wine. But yeah, a bit sharp. But that's the presentation of the nose out of the way. How does this thing taste? Well, the first thing I'll say is it doesn't taste anything like a Shiraz. It sort of tastes like I think you described it yesterday as when you order a house Pinot at a restaurant and you get like a kind of a bad Pinot. That's what this tastes like. You said there was this one, wasn't it?
That was this one. There's not much in it that's Shiraz-y. Now,
heads up, I do need to point out, this is all a bit tongue-in-cheek because this wine was $11.99. So this is a very inexpensive wine. So a little bit tongue-in-cheek. We're certainly not condemning the winemaker. We need to check out some of their other wines at higher price points and see what they're like. But in our shop, we kind of grabbed some more pricier ones and some cheaper ones. We thought that'd be interesting. We'll compare them. And we've had some great wines at this price point. Colinas de Lisboa, the Portugal wine, is an absolute favorite of ours. Often $11, $12 at our local retailer. So that's why we sometimes buy these and try them. But unfortunately with this one, taste-wise for me, it just tastes thin, sharp, fruity in a way that I definitely don't want from a Shiraz. What do you think?
Thin, sharp, and fruity pretty much sums it up. I will say, for me at least, there's nothing kind of deeply offensive about it. It doesn't have a biting aftertaste. Doesn't sort of have that pissy taste that cheaper wines can often have. It doesn't have that musky sort of aftertaste that I personally don't like in a red wine. But it's nothing special, and it really isn't a Shiraz. Like
it doesn't just nothing about it. It comes off like a Shiraz. It comes off like, unfortunately, a cheap Pinot, something like that, and it's alcohol content reflects that. It's what it was at 13.5.
I think it's 13. It might just be 13.
Even 13. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, unfortunately, this is what we ended up with. I would like to try the wines from the winemaker, but the old Tempus Two Shiraz it's all in the looks. It's a beautiful bottle, and maybe it should just stay in the bottle. So I don't know about you. I think I'm going to give this one. Actually, I think I'm going to give it a 5.
I would give it a 5 as well,
because it is drinkable. I wouldn't throw it out. I've thrown maybe a few bottles of wine out in my time. Well, not throwing them out, but just put them in the cupboard and or the fridge and use them for cooking. But this isn't that bad, but it's close.
It's not a repurchase.
This is a hard not repurchase. But yeah, who knows? This could be, the lowest price point wine from this winemaker. I assume it is. And we'd like to check out more, but cannot recommend the Tempus Two Shiraz 2022. So sorry for a bit of a negative review, but we sort of couldn't help at this time because we actually ran out of selections for this weekend. But so this one is a warning from us more than a recommendation. But you know what? It's still wine, and we're still going to drink it.
Yes, we are.
So thanks for joining us again. This has been The Wine Cage, and we hope to see you for a better one next time. Cheers.
Cheers.